Hi everyone. Tonight we are excited to be with you all again, and I hope that you've enjoyed the last couple of offerings that we had in terms of career chats with Mel and all of the invited stories that we had so far on our platform. And so tonight it's a special opportunity for me, for those of you who know the interviewee tonight is also a dear family member. And so I have my brother with me on the line, and it's a real honor for us to just be sharing basically his journey that he's been going so far. For those of you who don't know, he is a fitter and turner, and he will tell you a little bit more what that entails. It's a very hands-on career path, and his wife always has a greasy husband at night. So, but that is everyone has their niche and what they enjoy. So so to kick us off, you wanna say hi and just tell everyone where you actually.
Hi everyone, my name's Leston, like you've heard. So I'm actually located in Johannesburg at the moment. So we've moved up here about seven years ago, and I moved for career purposes. So we're in Johannesburg now.
And obviously he's my brother, so we grew up together, and you all by now have heard and read on the blog that I grew up in Lavendale. And I just wanted to hear a quick memory of what we think back of your childhood, what are some of the vivid memories that you had about your time?
Yeah, like growing up in Lavendale was quite good. It was challenging, I guess, like everyone said, and it has its challenges, poverty, and gangsterism, drugs, those kind of things. But the childhood memories I have is fond memories of a community that was close knit, that was helpful, that was there for you when you needed them. I remember growing up just playing. Can't even get to get home from school, and playing soccer in the quad with the guys. Just those kind of memories. Having friends that you can rely on, you can call any time of day, and it was nice memories. And Lavendale was a beautiful place that we grew up in. Obviously, having the foundation, as in church, was for us the key cornerstone of our childhood that reared us in such a way that you can make decisions in a open and honest manner and clear-headed. Just thinking of the right things to do. And the memories was fun. It was fun.
And just something. I think one thing you said now was that it was a beautiful place, and it's so contrary to what we see in the media and in the public eye, is that Lavendale is known for gang violence and all of what is going on there. But even when we think of some of the memories, it's not all negative and it's not all bleak, and it's like that for every place. I think even now, like the kids that are at home, even though gang violence is still happening, I think playing is still happening in some way or form, in the road or in the street. So it's not to, I guess, cast a negative light only on places like Lavendale, but to showcase that there is good memories that we have of growing up there.
Okay, so a fitter turner is basically a person that studies mechanical drawings, and according to that drawings, you would then assemble, construct, and put together machine parts of a machine and then you would also be responsible for the maintenance and the repairs of that machine or different machinery, and then also that would be the fitting part of it, and the turning part would be manufacturing parts from raw material like shafts and billets, and then machining parts that fits into the machine according to a specific drawing. Now that would be the detail of the fit and turn.
Okay, and it's big and small sort of companies or industrial companies, smaller companies that you would be.
Yeah, fitting and turning is all around you. It's in every industry, but mostly would be industrial machinery, where big manufacturing plants, big production plants is run. So you would run machines that packs like yogurt, and machines that would fold boxes. So those kind of machines you would maintain and repair, manufacture new parts for. So the field is very wide. The career choices and the industries you can go into is vast and wide.
Okay. Cool.
Just to add to that, if I could just explain the pictures a bit more. So one of the pictures that we'll be sharing is a picture of the first one would be a billet of steel that one company called us out one night and they had a breakdown, and it was a crankshaft of a homogenizer. So the crankshaft snapped and it broke, and for them to import a crankshaft it cost them a couple of $100,000 and most probably a 3-month waiting period. So we were called in and they then requested us if we could manufacture them a new crankshaft. So that is one of my highlights as a turner. That is definitely the one of the most challenging jobs I had to do as a turner, was to manufacture the crankshaft. So that was the one set of pictures, and then the second one was a machine we had to build for a dairy company in Cape Town as well. The machine, if we were to import it, would cost 3 times the price we made it for. So after manufacturing most of the parts on that machine, as you see it there, I machined, and then most of the electrical my friend then did that I was working with at the time, and we built a machine together. It's an inline doser, you would call it, and that would mix the yogurt and the fruit together. So you would have plain yogurt coming into that machine, and then from that machine the machine would mix fruit pulp and syrup, where you would mix it with a plain base, and you would then find strawberry yogurt or banana flavored yogurt or fruited yogurt. So that's what that machine would do, and then from there it would go to the packaging machine where it would be packed into the tubs. So that's just one of the 2 projects that I was involved with, and I'm quite proud about it.
Yeah.
But also there's so much more that they don't allow you to take pictures of. So yeah.
And I mean, like, it's just another example of the importance of local artisan work, and the importance of that for our economy to grow. Why spend all that money importing when we could increase the skills of our youth, and they can contribute. Not to say we're going to pay you less than what you deserve to be paid, but I mean, it's an opportunity to earn an income, to be a contributing citizen to the country, but also to be proud of something that we've done locally, and we've contributed to these massive companies. You eat your yogurt and you don't actually think about all the stuff that goes into making that, from mechanics to ingredients and all of that. So this is just I guess the mechanical part of that whole story.
Based at Lactalis, South Africa, previously known as Parmalat. So we've recently changed names. So I'm at Lactalis in Kailami, Midrand, and I'm situated there as a Millwright now. I've recently qualified as an electrician as well, which then opened the opportunity for me to then go and apply for a Millwright job opportunity that came up, and I got that promotion. And so I then moved from a fitter and turner to now a Millwright. Yeah, so
And
I'm at Lactalis.
And is the Millwright a combination of some of fitting and turning and electrical? Or?
Electrical, that's correct, yes. So it would be a combination of electrical and mechanical fitting, yes.
Okay.
A bit of electronics as well.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I started off in 2006 and then I went to False Bay, Westlake, False Bay College, Westlake, and I did my theory up until in 3 then. And went over to the practical side where I did the practicals, I think, just for a year. Yeah.
And that is
for
like
a year. So it will be three semesters.
And that is like an internship, or is that like
So you if you can find you wouldn't call it an internship, you would call it an apprenticeship. So you would find a company that can fund you, that they'll pay for your theory and practical, and send you for the training and the practical at the college. But unfortunately, I wasn't that fortunate to have the funding from a institute or a company, and I had to basically do that on my own. So my first trimester, I think it's a trimester, in theory, I applied for the NSFAS funding, and where I got that approval. And then after the first trimester, I applied for a bursary that was open. There was about 50 or so candidates that was up for it, and I was the lucky one to get the bursary. And so the bursary then covered all my theoretical. I was blessed with that, where I could at least finish my theory and my 3 trimesters in practical as well. And then after the 3 trimesters in practical, one of the companies came scouting for possible workers, where I then got an interview with the company as well.
Okay, great. And another example of a NSFAS bursary candidate. And really, guys, if it isn't for the support program, a lot of our youth is struggling to get funding, and it's not always ideal to go to the bank for students because they really inflate the interest, and it's really like a great opportunity if you are able to locate an NSFAS funding. You still have to pay them back. I had to. My brother had a bursary, but I had to pay NSFAS back. But it's worth it, and a part of the fees gets substituted into a bursary, so you don't have to pay all of the fees back. Which is, once you start working and earning, that's okay for you to be paying that back. So yeah, and then so you said the program was about 2 years?
About 2 years. So 2006, and then in 2008 I started. In 2004 I matriculated and started. In 2006 I started working. So 2 years, yes.
Okay.
3 years, three trimesters practical up until in 3 trimesters practical, 3 trimesters theory and 3 trimesters practical. And then after that I got the job opportunity.
I know it is a long time ago that you've been there, but you have to have good maths and science marks, or were you able to substitute some of that when you started studying?
I know if you have maths and science, you can then up until N3 is equivalent to matric maths and science. So if you had maths and science in matric, it would cover you up until N3. So that two is equivalent to each other. But I didn't have science, and my maths marks was not that good. So I then decided to start afresh from the first level up here. Okay. So from N1, N2, N3, I did maths and science. And then your other two subjects would be drawings and your trade which is fitting and turning at that time.
Okay, so there's a drawing element involved as well with this career choice. And I think more or less, the type, if you have any tips, for people who are interested in going into this field of fitting and turning, what is there to look forward to, or what do they need to keep in mind?
Yeah, well, the first thing I can guarantee you, it would be rewarding. It would be rewarding personally, as in also achievements. Seeing your work, your handwork, your work being shown out to people, and that you're contributing to the good production of a company. The field is so wide where you can really spread out and go anywhere you want to with this. If the sky is the limit with a technical field. Mm-hmm. So if you have the ability to expand yourself, you can go in any direction and just go crazy.
Okay, I lost your video there. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. So you can just go crazy with that, where it's, even if you were to start off like this and say you're going in a specialized field, where you become so wanted and needed that people would pay to have you come to their company and to get you there because you specialize in the field. So there's that. There's the continuous improvement like I did, where you start off as a fit and turn, and you could expand to a Millwright, where you could even break away from that into PLC programming technician. The sky's the limit with the career you choose.
Yeah, and it's also encouraging that there are some companies who are willing to pay for, like, if you show interest in going and doing an electrical, or just maybe even giving you the time off, if that's a possibility, to go and pursue that. So I know it's, do you want to tell us a little bit about that, that like sort of decision to do electrical?
Yes, look, I saw the opportunity, and I had a passion for expanding my career into the electrical side as well. So I then approached the company and said, listen, I'm interested in going there. Are they willing to pay for it? And any company would be, if they see the benefit that it would be for their company after you qualify. So companies is definitely out there if you're willing and you have the passion, to increase your knowledge. It's the sky's the limit. So they then funded all my training. They funded my trade test. They funded everything through the company. I didn't pay a cent to do it.
Yeah, and for those of you who are watching, you might think, learning will stop at some point in time, but learning never really stops. Not in the world that we're in. Like, there's always something to add or something to learn, perhaps a new direction. And for some people, that they might choose, okay, I've had enough of the books, I've had enough of sitting with exams and prepping for exams. And there is also opportunity. Once you might feel, okay, now I'm established in my career, I am where I am, but there is also that encouragement, I guess, from the story of my brother listening. It's almost that vision that where you at is is not it. Like there is something more that you can aspire to, and it's also, I mean, it's not easy. He's got he didn't really tell us about his family, but he's got 2 little daughters. 2 little ones under the age of 6. Am I correct? Yeah, both of, yeah. So,
Yes.
so a 2-year-old and a 6-year-old, and obviously a beautiful wife. And so, you know, having a family and still studying further. And I think there are many stories like that out there, you know, where it's not impossible. And it's about, you know, seizing those opportunities that will knock on the door, or we knock on doors and we see, you know, which one's open. Do you have any last words for before we end off? Anyone that's listening?
Yeah, look, it's definitely a rewarding career if I can aspire people to if you love working with your hands, if you're a hands-on person and you're not looking for a job where you're stuck behind a desk all day, I would definitely recommend that. It's hardworking. You gotta put a lot of effort. It's a lot of hard work, and a lot of effort needs to be put into what you do. A lot of pressure at times, and there's people standing around you, relying on you to get the machine fixed because production needs to be going. But it's rewarding. It's rewarding in a sense where you, in this time of COVID, I've seen how rewarding it is. We as an essential worker and as an essential supply chain company, we didn't have a lot of short time. We didn't have time where we said, listen, we need to stay home. We were actually fortunate, you know, it was important for us to keep going. So it was good. And also with the future coming, I think of the fourth industrial revolution that's on the brink of expanding, and it's here already. And that's in robotics, all those kind of stuff, mechanical parts. Stuff is going to be evolving from that, and they're going to need technicians to be servicing machines, to be maintaining machines. So the future looks bright for the career that we're in, and if you choose to do it. But it's rewarding, but hard work, I guess. That's the only thing I can say.
And obviously there's also the element of some companies having the not overtime, but shifts, hey? Like where you on standby. Sorry, that's what I wanted to say. Like, you know.
Oh yes.
So
yeah, you're gonna have to prepare yourself. There's gonna be late nights. There's gonna be overtime. There's gonna be standby, and then the standby is where any time of day you would be on call for a period of 1 week, sometimes 2. Companies differ from time to time, but you would be on standby, and they would call you out in the time of night. So you have those things where it pushes you, you know, and it tires you, but it's all part of the job. It's all part of the package you take, you know, as a technician.
Yeah.
So, but it's good. I love it. I wouldn't trade it for anything, and you learn to grow into it.